Hey everyone, welcome to another episode here on Skeptic Spin. Guess what? It's pre-recorded me again. So thank you all for coming back. And if you're here, that means last time when we did our top 5 list, you were like, give me more of that. And so here you are. And of course, I feed them, might as well put them to work. Secular Rarity once again for another top 5 list. SR, what are we talking about today?
Yeah, today we're talking about the top 5 ways to get somebody into a cage in your basement. I'm sorry, I mean...
I'm stuck in a basement sitting on a tricycle, girl getting on my nerves. Going out of my mind, I thought she was fine, don't know if her body is hers.
We're talking about failed biblical prophecies.
All right. Don't give away my tips. That's from my other YouTube channel on Rumble. All right. It's not a YouTube channel then. It'd be a Rumble channel. Whatever.
Hey, everybody. Make sure to come hang out with us on March 31st as we launch Secularizing Us, a new nonprofit organization focused on connecting and supporting atheists, humanists, skeptics, and their allies. We'll tell you all about the organization itself, what we have planned for this year, and we'll bring on a whole bunch of wonderful people to talk about the great work they do. March 31st, help us build a home and raise the flag for secularism. Now let's check out number 5.
All right, let's get right into it. Are you ready for number 5?
I'm ready for it, man. These biblical prophecies are bad.
Oh boy, here we go. Number 5, the earth will never be moved. I very much like this one. So for anyone out there who's watching, in the Bible, there's a prophecy that says the Lord set the earth on its foundation and it can never be moved.
Can you recommend a way to counter the effect? Simple. Change the gravitational constant of the universe.
What?
Change the gravitational constant of the universe, thereby altering the mass of the asteroid.
Redefine gravity. And how am I supposed to do that?
This almost kind of falls into a contradiction a little bit too, because the reality is that the Lord set the earth on its foundation, it can never be moved. We're kind of moving, and we're moving a lot, and we're moving pretty quick.
Yeah. And I could be wrong, Justin, but if I remember correctly, this is kind of also in line with the fact that the Bible seems to indicate that the earth is flat. Which,
right, because you can see the corners of the earth. And
definitely wrong there. But yeah, I mean, the earth is moving all the time. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think later on in the Bible, there's a specific moment where God says, I will shake and move the foundations of the earth. So...
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave.
Yeah, if this one says it never moves, seems like that's failed. I mean...
Yep, failed prophecy there. I never even heard the term firmament until the Bible, so I questioned, does a firmament actually mean like a glass dome? Is that what the word firmament means? Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, historically speaking, ancient Near Eastern cultures, you don't have to take my word for it. You can just go listen to, PhD Assyriologists and stuff. But yeah, they all seem to think there was, the earth was basically a snow globe.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right. Failed biblical prophecies. Number 4, the destruction of Tyre.
Yeah.
So this is a town that the Bible apparently said was going to be destroyed. I think I have the passage here.
This city needs to be destroyed, or at least painted a different color.
Tyre is prophesied. So not the passage so much. It's the passage is Ezekiel 26:7-14. But basically, it says that Tyre is prophesied to be utterly destroyed and never rebuilt. So not just destroyed, but like the people just say, screw it, moving.
So yeah, so this one's really problematic, and here's why, Justin, because like in like chapter 26 of Ezekiel's like, yeah, God said he's gonna destroy Tyre, it's gonna be wiped clean. But then, like, see, three chapters later in Ezekiel, the book admits that didn't happen. So
Okay, hold on a minute.
Okay.
So you're telling me that this prophecy was already debunked in the Bible?
Keep reading. Also, Bob got stuck to the toilet. Oh.
Now turn the page.
Oh, there's a picture of me on the toilet and coasters.
I mean, yes. 3 chapters later. Yeah. If you just keep reading, you will discover that this is a failed prophecy. So,
That is acknowledged to be a failed prophecy in the book that the prophecy's written in.
I'm sure it makes sense, Justin. I'm sure we're just missing some context.
So
and somebody will give it to us.
if I was going to write a book and I was trying to make myself the authority of the things that are written in this book,
Right.
would you write your failures in there?
Mysterious ways.
Okay. All right. Well, let's continue with our own mysterious ways with right at the hump point of our top 5 list, number 3. God's protection of the Jews.
Can you put Jews in the yes column?
What?
I feel like we got to get it out in the open.
You leave the Jews out of it.
So from what I understand, God promised the Jews that he would never allow anything to happen to them ever again. And, I don't even have to go too far back in history to tell you that some bad shit happened.
Yeah. So God has his favorites, as parents do. But keep lying to your kids, by the way, parents. Keep telling them that you like them equally.
Yeah.
But so God has his chosen people, and like they're running around, and a lot of people are like beating them up and stuff, and one day God releases them from captivity. Not the Exodus thing, by the way, the captivity that they were in there, a different captivity that happens at another time. So God lets them out, and then he's like, hey, don't worry, I'll never let this happen again. But if anybody's even slightly familiar with the Old Testament, it's almost like this Three Stooges kind of movie where they just keep bumbling around into trouble and getting hurt and getting captured and whatnot. So yeah, this is a pretty blatantly failed prophecy, I think.
And the part I think gets me the most might be that people still decided to follow this God. If someone told me like, don't worry, little one, I'll protect you, I'll keep you safe, I won't let you, and then immediately really let me down this hard.
And repeatedly, by the way.
Repeatedly.
God does this a lot throughout the Bible. Now, some people might say that these prophecies, the reason that they fail, Justin, is because actually these prophecies were from men. They were from humans, us fallible, sinful creatures.
Man is good. And just 10 minutes ago, a bald, bespectacled man held the door for a man in a wheelchair. Oh. Man is good! Oh. I hate this guy.
Okay.
Except, the ones we've brought up thus far were said to be spoken by God himself. So I don't know what to tell you there, man.
Is there any chance God just wasn't able to protect the Jews? Maybe he was lacking a little power that day?
I like to think that Yahweh is actually more like a well-intentioned 4-year-old helping you cook in the kitchen. This child is desperately trying to help you, but is so inept and bumbling that it literally fucks everything up harder.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow. I mean, I'm not even... That little dump you just did there is like... I don't even want to unveil the next number now because it's not going to be worthy. It just can't. It can't.
If we go through the rest of the list, do I get to stay out of the cage longer?
We'll see. Depends on your answers.
All right.
You keep playing ball and we'll talk. With that, let's put SR to work on number 2, failed biblical prophecy. God promises Zedekiah, you will die peacefully. So if I understand this one properly, we have someone named Zedekiah who God said, don't worry, when your time comes, it'll be painless, peaceful, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Instead, he was witness to like the murder of his own family and all kinds of stuff.
How did he die?
The short answer is I don't know. And the slightly longer answer is I didn't know how hot it gets in cars sometimes.
Yeah, it's not as nice. Yeah, God kind of speaks to this king of the Israelites, and he says, hey, look, Zeddy, boy, you know, the Babylonians, they were on a familiar basis. Yeah. That's how God spoke to his people back then. He said, you know, look, bummer of a thing, but here shortly, the Babylonians are going to come in, and they're going to, you know what? They're going to take your city. And he says, and it's going to be a real bummer. You're going to hate that. But good news is, you won't die by the sword. You'll die peacefully. Except for the fact that, you know, as happens in the Bible a few chapters later in Jeremiah, we learn that King Zeddy over here, was tortured until his death in bronze chains by the Babylonian king after watching his children slaughtered in front of him.
This is the worst top 5 list ever. Most of these were already debunked by the Bible, apparently.
By the Bible, right.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way.
Right, and that's, I think, some of the worst type of prophecies is when you do that kind of like, this amazing thing will happen. Nah, just kidding. You know, like that's a really bad prophecy.
What do you say? You want to check out number 1?
Let's see it, man. Maybe this is a good one.
Not necessarily the biggest failed prophecy, but one that SR and I both agree really good. That Jesus would return in his disciples' lifetime. So in the NIV, it states that the generation will certainly not pass away until all things have happened. So the idea here is that Jesus was going to return in the lifetime of his 12 apostles.
Hey, where is she anyway? Well, this will be for my 4th birdie. Looks like someone's in the zone. Oh, tough break there, Jesus.
Which, if I remember correctly, Judah died really quickly after the resurrection, so he would have had to come back pretty quick. But anyways, SR.
Well, so you know, just because I want to be charitable, you know, I want to try to get the full context. You know, I think a lot of people translate this particular passage as saying that some of you will not die, right? Before, like a few of you. Okay, so Judas is okay. It's okay that Judas died. It's okay that Peter died. It's fine because there's still Oh no, wait, he's dead too.
Yeah.
Because because Paul isn't a disciple.
You can spin this, man. Come on, spin it.
Look, I'm gonna make it real simple for you. We only solved misdemeanors, wieners. Say it.
You only solve misdemeanors. Wieners.
No, because he's got so 12 disciples. Jesus is crucified. He comes back and he says, "But that's not it. I'm coming back again, and you guys will still be alive." But
Could that be why we have so many Johns today? Is that
they're still alive somewhere, Justin? That's what. Like there's a oh my God, cryogenic. That's what happened. So Jesus froze because they wouldn't.
I don't know what chapter that would have been in.
I'm pretty sure. Revelation or something. I don't.
So I think this
Yeah.
prophecy's failed. There's no way you're not going to fix this one. Sorry.
I don't think there's a way to spin this at all. It's pretty
So does this-
clear.
Does this mean he's either not coming back, or maybe it just never happened? I don't know.
Oof. You know, I'm sure, Justin, I am positive that between now and the next week, that some good-hearted believer will help us understand this, because
Did you just make a prophecy?
I oh my gosh, help me make this prophecy true.
Secular Rarity, chapter 1, verse 1. Someone in the next week will go into the comments and explain it to us.
I am your prophet.
You are my prophet. Hey, I'm going to make a prophecy right now, too. I'm going to prophesize. We're going to do another top 5 list.
Oh.
So
let's see.
All right. If you guys are liking these top 5 lists, let us know. If you've got any ideas as well as to what time of top 5 lists we should have a look at. We would definitely love to tackle those for you. I'm Justin. With me over here is Secular Rarity. Go back to your box, and see you guys next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you absolutely hate this video, well, let us know in the comments below. Or tell us what top 5 list you'd like to see next.